Hello. So in this video, I am going to talk about how the pros actually make viral YouTube titles. So my name is Tintin. I'm the head of YouTube for Ali Abdaal, this channel with over 5 million subscribers. And I want to talk to you about how we make viral titles and the process that we use so that you can apply it to your own channel. Obviously, there's also the thumbnail involved with the kind of packaging. But in this video, we're just going to focus on titles, and we're just going to focus on this 3-step process, which I'm going to outline here because we love a nice framework, a 3-step framework. So the first stage of making a great title is ideate. Then the second stage is filter. And the third stage is finalize. And then in ideate, we are going to look at 5 different methods for ideating. Then in filter, we're going to look at 3 criteria for filtering. And then in finalize, we're just going to be sort of finalizing. Nice. Hope that makes sense. Let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the title for this video. And I'm going to show you kind of how I arrived at it. So this is what the final title is that you're probably looking at. But I'm just going to show you how I got there. So basically, the first thing of the ideation process is to just be really clear what you're actually trying to do with the video. So for example, the idea behind this video for me is help people or help YouTubers write better titles. So that's my idea behind the video. It's the heart of the video. That's kind of the core message that I want to get across. And my goal here, the first goal of ideation, is to generate at least 10 viable titles for your video. So I have done this already. And I'm just going to insert them here, and then we're just going to go through these. I didn't want to waste your time watching me come up with a whole bunch of titles, but I've just got 11 here. They're not the best titles, but they're a whole bunch, and I'm just going to tell you how I kind of arrived at some of these. So the first method of ideation is just yourself. So I'm going to keep it over here. So just in this case, me, Tintin, which is my real name, by the way. So can I come up with a whole bunch of titles? And this literally just looks like me going okay, I'll add another one. Avoid this when writing YouTube titles. So I'm literally just spamming a whole bunch down. How many can I come up with for this video around helping YouTubers write better titles? And so I'll just make a whole list of things that I can think of. The second thing is then just using YouTube search. So YouTube itself. Well, let's just call it YouTube rather than YouTube search. So I'm just going to go to this tab here. So I put this title in, how the pros actually make viral titles, because I thought maybe that'd be something there. And I can see a whole bunch of videos that have come up about writing better YouTube titles. So how to write a perfect YouTube title that gets clicks, how to write better YouTube titles and get more views, write better YouTube titles in 54 minutes, how I actually make viral shorts, top 20 viral video titles explained in 11 minutes. So there's quite a lot there. And I could obviously go on to Think Media, was a channel about kind of, growing a YouTube channel. And one thing I could do is potentially I could scroll down a lot so that I can get a lot of videos up on their page. And then I can go Command F and I can type in the word title, see if anything comes up. That same video here has come up from 1 year ago. Anything else? There's another one. 10 viral YouTube titles guaranteed to get views. Okay, interesting. So what I'd be doing is I'd be kind of collecting these and putting them in here. One of them that actually stood out to me here was this one around how I actually make viral shorts. The word actually kind of got me there. How to actually write better YouTube titles. So I kind of was like, I think the word actually could work here, because I had this kind of theory that, how the pros actually make viral titles, or how the pros make banger YouTube titles. I think that's the thing I can leverage, because I'm kind of work for a pro, as it were, who's got 5 million subscribers. So I think I can leverage this. And then I quite like this word actually, so I sort of got that in there. So I'm just trying to come up with a whole bunch of titles, get whatever I can, how to make banger YouTube titles, all that kind of thing. So after I've done YouTube, I then look at creator hooks. So this is Creator Hooks. Creator Hooks is a newsletter written by a guy called Jake Thomas, who is a great dude, and he's the kind of a YouTube title expert. And he basically sends this newsletter every week, and you can have a look at past editions here. So it looks like this. He just says, I've asked some of the best creators on YouTube, how do you write such great titles? And they've all said the same thing. I just model what works. And each newsletter, Jake breaks down a viral video. This is the actual title, and then he'll kind of convert that into a framework that you could potentially use for your channel. So I bought a wrecked Porsche 911 GT3 and rebuilt it in 24 hours. I bought a ruined fancy object and rebuilt it in 24 hours. And there's 5 of these in every video. 11 money-saving household trick. 5 of these in every newsletter. 11 money-saving household tricks. Don't throw these out. 11 precious resource-saving niche tricks. Warning. This kind of thing. So I'd have a look through these and kind of use that resource to generate some other ideas and kind of add to this list. The next thing that I would use is ChatGPT. So let's go here. The way that I might do this is I would use this kind of prompt. I'm not a ChatGPT expert, and there's definitely better ways or maybe more efficient ways of kind of doing this. But I made a custom GPT actually for like generating titles, and put in this prompt. I want you to act as a world-class YouTube consultant and YouTube title generator. I'm going to give you a potential title for a video, and I want you to suggest 20 more titles based on it. I want you to focus on creating titles that have the potential to go viral based on other videos that have worked in the past and that have a strong hook to make the viewer click. Here's the title: How the Pros Make Banger YouTube Titles, because I thought that was like quite good. And then it gave me all of these. And then I said, okay, can you generate 20 more using the PDF of viral title formulas? So these are some formulas that I've taken from Creator Hooks from here and put into a PDF and kind of uploaded it to this custom GPT, and then it generated 20 more. And the point of ChatGPT is not that I'm expecting it to give me the perfect title, but more I'm looking for inspiration. So look at number 1, the secret behind viral YouTube titles, insider tips revealed. Okay, I don't like insider tips revealed, but like I quite like the word secret. Maybe I could use that. Maybe that could go in there. And then I'd have a look through others, like transform. I quite like that word. Or the ultimate guide. That's quite a good vibe. Or formula. So I'd just be looking, being like, what things can I take here? And then in this list of 20, these are using the sort of Creator Hooks formulas. And I'm looking at these and being like, do any of these works? And so do any of these work? So over time, what I am doing is I'm building a picture of what I think might work, what might be good for this video. And I find YouTube to be very, very powerful, kind of searching around like this and seeing what's worked for other channels and stuff like this. And there's another thing to consider in here is I have this idea here of like, I want to make a video about helping YouTubers write better titles, but a title like number 6 would not make that clear. Do this to take your channel to the next level. So there is always the option of how explicit do I make what I'm talking about in the video, or how do I kind of want to hook people in? And so a lot of this comes down to like personal taste to some extent, and also the fact that there's no perfect title. So I kind of bear those things in mind. And that will come onto the kind of filtering stage. But the point here is we're just trying to collect as many titles as possible. Ideally, you'd have 20 plus. So you have all these different options for what kind of video do you want to make? What kind of title do you want to go for? For this video where I just want to talk about helping YouTubers write better titles, I just want to talk about these things I'm currently talking about. But I don't know how to, hook you in to tell you what I want to tell you. And it could be that, where I don't tell you actually what I'm going to talk about is a better option. But yeah, so that's the ideate process. Actually, there's one more thing. I said there were 5. So we had Tintin, YouTube, Create Hooks, ChatGPT. And then the final thing is the value equation. So this is from Alex Hormozi. This is from his book, $100 Million Offers. And he has an image in there with this image in there. And the whole point of this is that he was like, what, how do I demonstrate value in an offer to the people kind of reading the offer? And what actually is value? And he said that value is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement over time delay and effort and sacrifice. So on the top, you have the things that people want, dream outcome and perceived likelihood of achievement. And then on the bottom, you have time delay and effort and sacrifice. So how can you make the top things bigger and the bottom things smaller? And it can actually really apply to a YouTube title. So for example, with this video, the dream outcome is like you could get guaranteed viral videos after watching my video. Your perceived likelihood of achievement is 100%, like guarantee. And time delay is like, you could do it by the end of watching this video. So maybe in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Effort and sacrifice, like none. It's super easy. So I could try and craft a title around those principles. So it could look something like, this kind of leverages it a bit with the in 10 minutes. So it's easy, low effort and sacrifice. But if we wanted to really tap into that, into all of those things, so we'd go dream outcome. So we'd go how to make viral titles, 100% guarantee. We go in, let's say 10 minutes. So that's dream outcome, make viral titles, perceived likelihood of achievement, 100% guarantee. Effort and sacrifice is low in 10 minutes. And then the other thing was time delay. In 10 minutes. Or how to easily, that's effort and sacrifice. How to easily make viral titles in 10 minutes, 100% guarantee. Or just say, it could be guaranteed. So this taps into this whole idea of value. So you can see that it's like all the things that someone might want. Now, the problem is this is, I don't want that guaranteed on there because it looks kind of shady. So that's the thing. There's always kind of ways of like, there's always nuances to titles and ways to or things to consider. But I find using these 5 things exceptionally helpful in like allowing me to create a list of titles that I might want to use for my video. Then we come down to filter. So let's look at filtering. How do we filter our YouTube titles? There are 3 things that we want to do. The first thing is, let's just draw it here. Like this. Nice. The first thing is alignment. If I spell that right? No, alignment. Nice. The second thing is data backed. The third thing is hook. So we are then going to filter these now, let's say 14 ideas, 14 titles on these 3 criteria. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, if you want to go the long route, you could kind of rate each one out of 10 on these 3 qualities, on these 3 criteria. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of like put them to the top just for simplicity. So alignment is how aligned is this title with the video that you want to make? Like, is it actually really kind of exactly what the video is going to be about? It doesn't have to be exactly aligned, but it is just when you look at it, do you feel like that is what the video is going to be about? So for example, this one, why your titles aren't working, 5 steps to better titles. I don't quite want to talk about why your titles aren't working. I want to talk about like my process for writing titles essentially. So that one kind of doesn't feel quite right. So it's slightly out of alignment. Or do this to take your channel to the next level. It just doesn't feel quite on brand for like the channel that I have here and what I want, how I kind of want to position this, so it doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, that's alignment. So does it align with like your channel and the video that you actually want to make? Then we have data backed. So when data backed means, has it worked on YouTube? Can you find some evidence of this potentially working on YouTube? So there would be one kind of formula here would be like, okay, if I wrote the exact same title here, how to write a perfect YouTube title that gets clicks, that's data backed because it got 314,000 views. And most of Think Media's videos get around 30,000. So this video was an outlier, even 2 years ago. I know that, I sort of checked. And so if I did the exact same thing, that would be somewhat data backed. But I don't want to do the exact same thing. So we want to look for examples. We want to look at some evidence that, some data that this title could potentially do well. And so I have a few like data points that this one here, how the pros actually make viral YouTube titles, could work. One is that on this channel that you're watching a video on, I've made a video called How the Pros Make Thumbnails, and that did a little bit better. And I think this how the pros phrase could work. And then I've got here how I actually make viral shorts and how to write better YouTube titles in general as a thing. There are some views here, and there are some outlier videos. So I think I have enough data to suggest that, to sort of evaluate these titles against and kind of understand that. And each time when we get into filtering these, I'll be kind of considering, is this one in particular actually data backed? And then just the hook, just like how strong is the actual hook for this video, for this title. So I would kind of look at these and I would just be like, okay, which one ticks these three criteria the most? And so how the pros make banging YouTube titles. I quite like that. How the pros actually make viral titles. Yeah. How the pros actually make viral titles in 10 minutes. This 10 minutes thing could work, but right now it's not quite what the angle I want to go for. I just want it to be quite simple. How to make banging YouTube titles, I think is good, but I don't think it, I'm just going to add in, sorry that, but I don't think it's as good as these. I think the actually make viral YouTube titles is better than the how to make banger YouTube titles. This one feels kind of out of alignment. This one feels kind of out of alignment. This one feels like I could go with this 5 steps up here, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple and stick with this for now. And this 5 steps the pros use to make viral YouTube titles, I do quite like that. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm just filtering out the best ones based on these 3 criteria. Avoid these 5 mistakes when making YouTube titles. Doesn't feel quite in alignment with my channel and video. Why your titles aren't working, 5 steps to better titles. It doesn't feel quite in alignment. I learned how to make viral titles, what I did. Not quite the angle I want to go for, not quite the right alignment. Avoid this when writing YouTube titles. Not quite the angle, because I want it to be a bit more just like the process behind it. How to easily make viral titles in 10 minutes, guaranteed. Probably not going to go with that, guaranteed. How to easily make viral titles in 10 minutes. It's too much of a promise. It's clickbaity for me. Yes, we want the kind of dream outcome, and we want the high likelihood of achievement, and we want low effort and sacrifice. But writing like easily making viral titles is just a bit too much for me personally, and I think some channels will make that kind of title, but I don't want to make that kind of claim personally. I want to kind of make something that is a bit more like friendly and leverages a sort of more downplayed version of this, rather than going like over the top. And I think there's so much of this kind of thing that actually I want to go the opposite direction. There's so much of this kind of thing on YouTube that I kind of want to actually have like a slightly more downplayed version of the title. So a lot of the knowledge here, a lot of the kind of data back stuff comes from just understanding what is out there already in your niche. Yeah. So then I've now got these 3 filtered out, and I think they would all work. So I think they could all be good. Why have I chosen number 2? So I think this is kind of down to now my like gut feeling and just preference, and potentially, if I wanted to, some tests with either my audience or with friends who I trusted and that kind of thing, and just try to get a bit of data on what might get someone to click. But this kind of finalized stage is really there's no perfect answer here, and ultimately you just have to pick something that you think is the best. And this one I think is just the best because it has the word actually in it. I just think it just taps into something that I feel like I think this is right. However, if it's not right, I then got some backup titles that I could potentially use, and potentially test out these as well. So that is the 5-step process. Well, the 3-step process that I use, and then the kind of 5 steps in there and 3 steps in the filter. And yeah, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. And you can apply it to your own channel. Again, this is to give you inspiration for what to do with your own channel rather than to give you answers. Yeah, those are all the things I do. Hopefully that was helpful. If you would like to hear more from me and hear more about what I have to say about YouTube, then I have a YouTube newsletter at youtubehowto.substack.com. So you can sign up there, link in the description. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.